Good evening. This is Allison Penna, aka Bad Widow, and today I'm talking about naming. What we name ourselves, what we name things and paintings and places, because there's power in a name and there's power in what you claim from the name. In naming paintings, which I'm naming 28 paintings to take them up to the show, and literally the name of a painting can determine whether or not it sells. So it's not just what it looks like. It's not just the beauty of the painting itself. It's what is the name, and is the name for the person who's buying it evocative of something that has them say, yes, I want to buy this. So a name can make or break a show. A name, there's a reason why people get baby books and pore over the baby books for the name for their child. They not only want a name that will fit their child, they want a name with some kind of a legacy, a name which means something perhaps. So it might be a family name, it might be a religious name, it might be a name with some significance of some kind. So there's power in a name in that way. Places, there are reasons why we name places and money amounts and that kind of thing. But there are reasons why we name our currency, our streets, our parks after particular people. Those names are evocative of what that person stood for. So they matter. Naming. When women get married, and this is less true than it was when I got married, but when women get married, very often they're asked to take their husband's name. It's very seldom goes the other way around. But there is a legacy in the name, in the maiden name, before marriage, that gets pushed aside in a certain way. And there's a lot of history there. So when we name, we are owning or disowning history, legacy. We are choosing something or ignoring it. We name ourselves by certain characteristics, and the way in which we name ourselves can determine our behaviors. So if I name myself shy, that creates a certain behavior. If I name myself reserved, that's something else. So shy is less of a choice than reserved is. Bold and brash, those create different impressions, different interpretations. What I want to ask you today is, how are you naming yourself, and how is that naming affecting what you do and who you say you are? I was named after my Aunt Allison. She was a pretty amazing woman. She worked for the State Department. She traveled all over the world. She spoke 7 languages. She was extraordinary, and I'm very proud of that naming. And I claim parts of her characteristics that I really admire. So you can do that. So that's it for today. Allison Penna, aka Bad Widow. I invite you to observe where you are naming and claiming those names, and where you are ignoring them or disavowing them. And consider if some of the things that you are pushing away might be good to own and might be good to claim. Because honestly, you can choose whatever you wish. But it is a matter of stepping forward and taking responsibility. And there is a responsibility in a name. There is a power in a name, and there is a responsibility in a name. So yes, it's a living up to. It's an ownership. It's a responsibility. It's also a joy. Allison Penna, aka Bad Widow. I will see you tomorrow.